So this is just a little look at how I made my dojo, my classroom dojo. You do not have to do this on the computer. If you choose to do it on the computer, it depends on which program you use. They're all going to be slightly different. I used one called 3D Paint that just came with my computer. You might see if you have that. So I started by just drawing the shape and filling it in. The tools for this are all over on the right hand side. And I'm just taking my time, and you'll see I make mistakes. Look right there, a line just went across, it was a mistake. There is an undo button that looks like a backwards arrow. That is your best friend. I use that all the time when I'm doing things on the computer. So this is just kind of an idea of how I made my dojo. You can see how it finished up in the end. It started out with just like a big blob. Once again, another mistake. Lots of mistakes happen. And then it kept zooming in and out without me wanting to zoom it. So that made it extra fun too. So the key with doing things on the computer when you're doing a drawing program is just play around with it. Have some fun with it. See what each of the tools do and see what they look like. See if it's something that you like. Also play around with those sliders in those drawing apps. They can adjust things in how they look. See what it does. But basically, with everything that we do, just want you to have a little bit of fun. So if you are doing this on a drawing app, and I'm not sure if Dojo has as many tools as this one does. I haven't actually done the Dojo drawing app or the drawing portion of it. I can't get to it since I'm a teacher. It's just for you students to get to. But play around with it, have some fun. If you're doing something that is blue, can you color it in blue and not just do an outline? Some of those sorts of things. Try to add a little more detail to make it a little more interesting. All right, so let's just watch a little bit. I'll talk along as we're going. Once again, another mistake. It went all blue. I didn't mean to fill it blue. But I've got a pretty good start on it. I'm going to go back in and put in some eyeballs. Those are simple, easy little dots. Then I'm going to work on the mouth. I'm just going to draw a mouth shape there, and then I'm going to use that fill tool that looks like a paint can to fill it in. Oops, once again, I made a boo-boo, right? Lots of boo-boos happen all the time. But you can kind of see I've filled it in. Now I'm going to start working on that mouth a little bit. Once again. Okay, so he's coming along. He's looking pretty good. Need to get some more in the mouth. Working on that mouth. Going to add some teeth. Going to add some more details. It's those details that make it look amazing and makes it your own. What's the fun things you can come up with that you might want to add to your monster? Oops, made a boo-boo again. We can fix it, right? That little backwards arrow fixes things. So we're going to get in there and finish those teeth. I think I'm going to add a tongue. And so I really zoomed in on this last one because I had a space. What happens when you try to use the fill sometimes, if there's any opening in that shape, it'll fill the whole thing all the way around it. You got to make sure those shapes go all the way around. So I think I'm going to work on getting a tongue in there. And it does help if you have a zoom to zoom in a little bit so you can look at it closer if you want to. Going to finish up that tongue, get that filled in. And then I'm probably going to add some fur to my guy because I think he needs a little bit of fur. Don't you think? Oops, made a boo-boo again. It's funny how that happens, right? Lots of boo-boos. But that's the cool thing about working on the computer is it's really easy to fix when you make a boo-boo. Now it is trickier drawing. So I did this on a touchpad, which does make it a little trickier to draw. If you have a mouse, that's a little bit easier. If you're doing an iPad, that's even easier. But it can be done. You know, it just takes a little practice like everything, right? Everything we do, if you do some practice, it gets better. So I'm starting to add some fur. You can see the picture is still zooming in and out on me. I'm going to add some fur to my guy. There we go. And now what color should we make it? Oh yeah, I think a purple. I'm using that fill tool to fill everything in. And I think this last one I've got a little hole there, so I'm going to check it before I fill it. Ah, there we filled it in. When I was working on this a little bit earlier, I made a mistake and filled the background, but I liked how that looked. So now I'm going to go in and fill the background on purpose and make sure that that it's just more fun. You know, why have a white background when you can have a colorful background? So let's choose. I think I'm going to choose an orange. There we go. There is my monster for Class Dojo. I hope you liked it. Remember, play around with that computer program if that's how you're doing your dojo. All right. Have a great day.